Sometimes it's not the one who's behind the wheel who is at fault. There are classic instances where the cars are the source of the problem. Well, this is an acknowledged fact, and the existence of IIHS and NHTSA ratings tells a lot that not all vehicles are safe to drive. But isn't dangerous a strong word? Well, it is. However, it's well justified at this point, considering that the cars that I am about to show you are the ones with the ranks high on the deaths per million registered vehicles index in recent years. Hello, everyone. This is Ted from CarlandTV. Hop in the front seat, as I will be listing the most dangerous vehicles you should avoid driving because of their high involvement in accidents, according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety data. Before I start, please hit the subscribe and notification bells. Those little clicks will help grow the channel and drive more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up, and let's get back to the video. Dodge Charger Hemi, rear-wheel drive. 118 deaths per million registered vehicles. This is the first Dodge vehicle I am going to mention here, and it blows my mind how two cars from the same brand have the same safety problem. I know it's a popular car brand, but if you want to ride safely, you better pick a car without Dodge on its nameplate. The Dodge Charger Hemi has 118 deaths per million registered vehicles, which makes it one of the deadliest vehicles right now. It is also among the few cars that the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety declared as dangerous not only for its drivers, but to everyone around once there's a collision. In that particular aspect, the Dodge Charger ranks second, having 164 fatalities per million registered vehicles. It closely trails the Ram 3500, which already caused 189 deaths per million vehicles on other people. But why are Dodges still popular despite their harrowing numbers? Well, they are affordable, and it's not that difficult to get them at all. Additionally, they are actually powerful. Take the Dodge Charger Hemi as an example. Its V8 rear-wheel drive model can deliver 485 horsepower, which is nothing short of impressive. However, because it's unsafe, I suggest you scratch this one on your shopping list. Kia Rio, sedan. 122 deaths per million registered vehicles. The Kia Rio is a bit of a notorious case since its death rate usually involves its drivers, passengers, and other drivers, if there's another car involved in a collision. Now, I am really sad that IIHS has declared the Kia Rio an unsafe car, specifically its sedan variant. After all, it's actually a good subcompact car. It's quite inexpensive and offers good riding quality, fuel efficiency, and practicality. Even its hatchback model is impressive for its price. But yeah, I will never argue with real-world data. I like the Kia Rio, but if you want a safe car, you gotta distance yourself from this one. Of course, a car that has a 122 fatality streak will surely unnerve anyone. It gives the impression that maybe there's something off-putting about the body integrity or safety features of the vehicle. In the case of the Kia Rio, it's a mixture of both. I can say that its frame isn't the most durable out there, and that's not surprising at all. I mean, this sedan is cheap, so you know that one or two sacrifices were made to lower its price. And also, the standard safety features of the Kia Rio aren't that solid. For example, its lane-keeping assist system isn't as helpful at all. It also doesn't have blind spot monitoring, which could help drivers a lot. Kia shouldn't have compromised these aspects, especially since they bolster the overall appeal of the Rio to the market. Just a month ago, a collision between a Kia Rio and a Hyundai Coupe somewhere in West England caused the death of an 80-year-old woman. This is one of the most grim cases that involved this Kia car. Chevrolet Spark. 122 deaths per million registered vehicles. You can only get a Chevy Spark on the used market since it was already discontinued after its 2022 model year. Well, Chevy was right in doing so because it's a bit abysmal on almost everything. In 2017, the sales of this car dropped by 11%, and its popularity doesn't always reach the radar of U.S. buyers. And I don't think you should consider getting a Chevy Spark at all. Even if it's offered cheap, I suggest you take 2 steps back before running away from it. Instead of the Spark, you should get a Chevy Trailblazer and Trax since those two give better propositions. Yes, these two are SUVs, but the domination of SUVs in the automotive market is also one of the reasons GM had to chop off the Spark entirely. And if the rumors are correct, even the Mirage and Versa, which were close rivals of the Chevy Spark, were about to hit their end too. Plus, IIHS has deemed this discontinued car to be an unsafe ride. With 151 fatalities under its belt, there's always a possibility that the design and safety features of the Chevy Spark are less safe in a crash. Even though it was already discontinued, the last accident that involved a Spark was in April of this year in Goochland County, Virginia. A 2010 Dodge Challenger wrecked the rear of the Chevrolet Spark. Luckily, the driver was safe, but the car? It was totaled, proving that the Spark is a thin metal. Hyundai Accent. 152 deaths per million registered vehicles. Before I researched for this video, I had this gut feeling that the Hyundai Accent would be a part of this list. I mean, the car already has 17 recalls recorded by the NHTSA, and the vehicle has been frequenting car crash headlines. Just this June, 2 Hyundai vehicles were involved in a motor vehicle crash here in Manchester, New Jersey. It so happened that I was in the area when the accident took place, and apparently, that incident sent the driver of the Accent to the nearest medical facility due to sustaining severe internal injuries. Now, 152 deaths per million registered vehicles is by no means a small figure. It's very indicative of the quality and safety features of the Hyundai Accent as an entry-level transport medium. The common notion here is that fast vehicles are the only ones prone to accidents. But Accent completely shattered that belief. For a sedan, the Accent is pokey. Its 2022 model, for instance, only has 120 horsepower and runs exhaustedly. While it's affordable and fuel-efficient to say the least, the Accent is still not the first sedan that I would recommend to you. Plus, with its low safety ratings, I guess you just have to veer away from it entirely. By the way, the Accent has already been discontinued since Hyundai wants to focus on winning the SUV market. Dodge Challenger, rear-wheel drive. 154 deaths per million registered vehicles. I was really surprised when I found out that the rear-wheel drive version of the Dodge Challenger is listed by the IIHS as one of the most dangerous vehicles in the United States. But of course, my favoritism doesn't mean that much when presented with actual numbers and data, so I immediately rested my case. Well, 154 fatalities per million registered vehicles is nothing to scoff about. It made me realize that Dodge cars haven't been doing well recently when it comes to reliability, with some of the units being branded as average at best in this department. Fortunately, the all-wheel drive model of the Dodge Challenger doesn't have the same plight, so if you are interested in getting a Challenger for yourself, you better go with the AWD right from the get-go. But I would completely understand if you are going to skip this one entirely. I mean, if your safety is on the line, even preferences and personal biases don't mean a damn thing at all. Just this July 5th, a 27-year-old guy died after his Dodge Challenger hit a semi-tractor trailer in Gainesville, Florida. The Challenger got wedged completely. The reason for the crash is still being investigated, but witnesses of the accident said that the Challenger veered off from the highway, hitting the parked trailer as a result. Mitsubishi Mirage. 205 deaths per million registered vehicles. Am I a fan of the Mitsubishi Mirage? Not really. While others love it for its affordability and fuel economy, it just doesn't fit my taste. It's too lackluster, and if I am being honest, it's just a good car to buy if your budget is really, really tight. Other than that, you just have to move along. The engine is definitely sluggish and unrefined, and its interior is close to being a bargain. Now, I have more reasons to stay away from the Mirage, regardless if it's a hatchback or a sedan. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, the sedan variant Mirage listed 205 deaths per million registered vehicles, while its hatchback model recorded 205 fatalities. Both of these numbers are harrowing, to be honest. Interestingly, when this report became public, Mitsubishi Motors immediately responded, stating that the Mitsubishi Mirage and Mirage G4 both meet or exceeded each and every federal crash test requirement, and that all Mirage models from 2021 onward are equipped with a standard forward collision mitigation with pedestrian detection feature. Of course, you can always give the Mirage a chance, but when you do so, make sure that the car is properly maintained and you drive with utmost care and precaution. Otherwise, you might end up in a demise. And that completes our list. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons. I know it's a chore, but it helps the channel a lot. Until next time, drive safely.